Hi, my name is Erica Iglesias, and today I'll be doing my presentation on nicotine addiction and how it poisons our body. I'll be focusing specifically on sixth grade. This is my table of contents. I'll be going from state standards, what is nicotine, why should we teach about nicotine addiction, and a lesson plan along with resources. California state standards for grade 6. I, de I decided to go with two state standards. Standard 1, Essential Concept Standards, 1.1a, explain short and long-term effects of alcohol, tobacco, inhalant, and other drug use, including social, legal, and economic implications. Standard 2, Analyzing Influences, 2.1a, describe internal influences that affect the use of alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. What is nicotine and e-cigarettes? Nicotine is a stimulant that is found in tobacco and vaping devices that often become highly addictive. It is rapidly absorbed into the bloodstream. Individuals often use e-cigarettes because it makes them feel alert and sometimes are able to better concentrate. It is used as a form to improve feelings and behaviors such as decrease anxiety and improve their mood. However, these effects fade quickly, and that is why people become addicted to them because they want to keep feeling that way, um, but they can't unless they keep smoking. They can also negatively impact their behavior and moods in the negative way. It's not always like great. Well, it's not great in general, but e-cigarettes are used to inhale substances like nicotine, flavors, cannabis, and are popular nowadays among teenagers. Nicotine is one of the most toxic of all poison. It is as addicting as nicotine and as cocaine and meth, according to the CDC. Here in the corner, we have different types of e-cigarettes. We have tanks and mods, rechargeable e-cigarettes, disposable e-cigarettes. And actually, it is proven that the smaller ones are easier to hide from other individuals. Why is teaching about nicotine addiction important? Youth are now being targeted to smoke nicotine. Colorful and flavorful e-cigarettes are being made to catch their attention and make them curious, which leads them to wanting to try them. We are teaching students how to recognize the internal and external influences that affect their choices, and that includes emotions and friends. Our students should be aware that they should not be influenced by their friends or peers to smoke nicotine. They should also know that peer pressuring someone into smoking an e-cigarette is not okay and it can lead to someone becoming addicted. We should educate our sixth graders about the short and long-term effects of nicotine and how it poisons our body. This is a way for us to protect and prevent our students from consuming nicotine, which can later lead to serious addiction. These are the short and long-term effects. Short-term effects could be dizziness, headaches, feeling sick, trouble breathing, behavior changes such as escalating anxiety. Here's an image of smoker lungs. The long-term effects would be lung damage, lung cancer, throat cancer. The main one, addiction, memory problems, heart problems, brain damage, trouble focusing in school, and behavior change. Here's some data. According to the National Youth Survey, more than 85% of youth who currently use e-cigarettes or nicotine pouches report using flavored products, which there are now e-cigarettes that have a fidget in the middle, which attracts youth attention even more. 550,000, also 4.6% middle school students use an e-cigarette according to the CDC. Practicing relaxation techniques can encourage positive stress management techniques like listening to music, deep breathing, and meditation, which is something that you can use in your classroom. How can we teach students about poison and nicotine addiction? Here's a lesson plan that I came up with. It's very simple and you don't need many materials. The materials needed will be markers, chart, paper, or whiteboards, and an exit ticket that you use. Question to ask, why do some people start using products like vapes or e-cigarettes? Then students will turn and talk with a partner for 1 minute, and then they will share out loud to the rest of the class. There will be two lists on their table, one with internal influences and external influences. For the activity, I'll give students cards that already have internal like options and then external options written on them, or I guess cases or sentences. And then I'll have the students sort them into groups depending where they belong. So if one of the cards they believe it belongs in external, then they'll put it in external. Or if they believe it belongs in internal, then it'll go to internal. Vice versa. I would ask them to think about some questions such as, does this influence come from outside of you or from in you? Or how could you how could your decision lead to someone else getting addicted to nicotine? Then I would bring back my students' attention to me and have each group share out one card that they put down for internal and external groups and their why. My exit ticket would be to write on your exit slip, write one short and long-term effect of nicotine. Also, one way that you can avoid or decline nicotine. Here are some resources that we could provide our students with or their parents. Partnership to End Addiction is one of them. It is a nonprofit organization that partners with parents to help their kids with substance abuse and prevent them from using the substances. The X program mostly focuses on helping youth um, leave the addiction. So they help them with the process on how everything works and their feelings and the withdrawal process. And here are the references that I got my information from. This concludes my presentation. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you learned.